And to talk more about the breaking news of this bipartisan deal to secure the border, I am joined by Christina Pascucci, U.S. Senate candidate in the state of California. Christina, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Good to be with you. Thanks for having me, Natasha.
So what is your reaction? This new bipartisan deal to secure the border, what do you like about it? What is lacking?
Well, let me start by saying I've been to the border personally dozens of times. I was a journalist before I was a U.S. Senate candidate, so I covered immigration extensively. I've been to a lot of Latin America. So something that's lacking in this bill, as I see it, is it doesn't address the root problem of the migration crisis. It's not addressing the beginning of the crisis, because by the time these migrants get to our border, it is way too late. We really need to work on establishing a multilateral effort to support Latin American countries, to help stabilize them, to mitigate the crisis as it begins, and also to work with host communities. Those are the communities where people go on the first step in the migration process. And it's really important to support migrants to integrate into those economies and those communities so they don't come north, continue to flee to our southern border.
Yeah, what would you say to those who say it is not the U.S.'s job to go in and try to fix the infrastructure, fix the broken political system and the economy of other countries?
I mean, I see that point, and I don't think we should foot the bill. It should be a multilateral effort. A lot of European immigration, their policies there are what create some of the issues and what we see at our border. So we need to work with our partners across the globe, and it needs to be an effort with many countries involved. It's extremely important. And it's the real tragedy here is that it's gotten to this point. This should have been addressed a long time ago. I'm happy to see the political will. My worry is that with hearing that House Speaker Mike Johnson saying it's dead upon arrival, do Republicans even really want to address this issue? If they don't, they can use it as a political point when they're trying to get votes in this upcoming election.
Yeah, tell me more about that, because as you just alluded to, Speaker Johnson saying that this deal is dead on arrival already. What is your response to this? Do you believe that Republicans are using this as a political point, that they do not particularly want to solve this issue ahead of the election?
Well, you've already heard former President Trump speaking out against it and saying, that it should not be pushed forward at all. And I do think that there's something to be said there. Do they really want to solve this problem before election time comes? Because this has been really a sticking point for a lot of their constituents, in which they're able to kind of stoke some anger around what's happening at our southern border. There is no doubt there is a major crisis. The good thing about this bill is that it tackles some of the asylum fiascos that we've seen coming in. And as a native Californian, I can tell you that people are encouraged to come here illegally in recent years. And the asylum process is a big part of that. So I think it's a really good thing that this bill addresses that head on and tries to mitigate it, although I don't think it goes far enough.
Even though there was cooperation across the aisle, do you think that this bill has a realistic shot of passing the House? Is it possible it may not even pass the Senate?
Well, that is $1 million question. I mean, I'm hopeful that we see movement with what's happening at the border, because this is one of the main things that I'm facing, or that I'm trying to tackle with my platform for U.S. Senate. It is so incredibly important. It's not only unsafe for migrants with what's happening at our border, it's also unsafe for Americans. So I'm hopeful that some sort of progress can be made. When Senator Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell are working together, that we are seeing a serious crisis on our hands. What I would say with the asylum seeking is that right now, as it stands, when people come and seek asylum at our border, they can basically say anything. They're let into our country. There's been a backlog up to 8 years before they see a judge. I think we need to throw all the resources possible so that the asylum judges are at the border. They're able to process these claims within days or even weeks before people enter this country, because right now the process is encouraging illegal migration, and it's not safe for anyone.
Okay, appreciate it. Christina Pascucci, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A story that we've been